Hi, I'm Corey from ID Parts. In this video, we'll take a look at this P3Car digital gauge that's installed in the vent of this 2013 Passat TDI. One of our favorite parts about this gauge is how easy it is to install. It really is the easiest gauge we've ever installed, really ever. All you need to do on this Passat is pop off this top cover and then push out the vent. With the old vent out of the way, we can install the new P3Car gauge. Slide the cabling through the vent hole, then pop the new vent into place. Now all we need to do is connect the vent to the little box here. Took that out of the way. And finally, we need to connect the bottom OBD2. Put the cover back on. Now we'll give it a test. The features that we have are battery voltage, boost pressure, coolant temperature, air temperature, intake air temperature that is, ignition, exhaust gas temperature, which is important, the throttle position sensor. We also have RPMs in digital format, miles per hour in a digital display, and you also can do a 0 to 60 time. Now let's go for a test drive and see how this thing works. Alright, here we are in the car, and we're going to start out with the battery voltage, which is 14.5, but the real interesting thing is boost. We'll move to that right now. And sorry for the shaky camera, I think we have to invest in a camera mount. But anyway, as you can see as we're driving around, the boost is going up and down. The number goes up, but you also get that kind of cool line at the top that goes up and down. Second thing is this coolant temperature. Right now we're at 138 degrees Fahrenheit. You can have this in Fahrenheit or Celsius. We're used to Fahrenheit, so we'll keep it there. It's pretty good to monitor in hot months to see if you're getting over temperature, and in cold months to see how warm the motor is before you start really driving it hard. Other great thing is the intake air temperature. This is after the intercooler, so what it's going to let you know is how well the intercooler is working, basically. And most importantly is if the intercooler is heat soaked or not, which is important if you're up in the mountains during hot months as well. Also, really, probably the most useful feature in my book is this EGT gauge function, which is a digital gauge, but what it's going to show you is what temperature the exhaust gases are at, especially as it pertains to the diesel particulate filter. You can watch this to see when the car is going to enter a regen. The EGT numbers will go from the 400s to the 1200s, which indicates that the car is entering a regen cycle, where it's going to clean out the DPF using by heating it up to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit and letting all the buildup in the DPF turn to carbon. It's good not to turn off the car during a DPF regen, and it's kind of nice to know what your driving habits have on the effect of the regen.
Ready? Yeah. No.
The other cool feature that this thing has is that 0 to 60 time, which we'll test here. We're just at a side street, so we're not going to go too crazy, but you hit 0 to 60 and you wait for it to say ready. And then as soon as you start moving, it's going to start timing you. And it's going to monitor the engine speed via the computer. And as soon as you reach 60, it'll stop the counter. In this second, to 10, 11, 12, 12.79. So not the fastest 0 to 60, but since we're at a local road, that's okay. It just shows you how this function works. It can be kind of fun, especially if you're into modding your car and you want to test yourself and test your shifting skills as well. The other cool function about this thing is it monitors every gauge for the maximum value of that gauge. So if you ever want to look to see what was the maximum number my car reached during this drive, you can always press that left side button. And it'll show you, in this case, 708 was the maximum EGT temperature for our drive here. It was a short drive, so that makes kind of sense, but boost is pretty cool too. So you can say, all right, even though I'm driving around at 0, at one point I reached 13.4 psi. We didn't really drive the car hard, so that's really not too high, but that's a pretty cool feature. All in all, it's a pretty cool gauge. It works well for what it does. It only shows one thing at a time, which is kind of a negative versus a scan gauge, but considering it fits, nearly OEM and blends in pretty perfectly, it's hard to fault it. The ease of installation just is incredible, and because it's so easy, you can easily take it out and sell it if you ever sell the car. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Take care.